Hi, everybody. It's Anna again with your design team. And today we are going to continue with our February deco kit. And today we're going to make a card, but this is going to be a little bit different than just your regular cards. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. So by now you should know what comes in the kits. If you haven't seen them, I will show you quickly. You're going to have your label or whatever you want to call that, and hang on to that because it's a good piece of cardstock if you need it. You're going to have 4 pieces of reversible paper, and I've already used some of them, so I can't show them all to you. But you get 4 pieces. You're going to get 2 of one design and 2 of another design. You're going to get a sheet of stickers, which we've already used a couple of those. And then you're going to have 2 journal cards in there, which I'm hoping maybe we can manage to use one today. And then you're going to have some die cut stickers that you can use as well. So we're going to set those off to the side. And then today we are also using a card base. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do to get your card base. You can either take one from a card kit that we have, or you can purchase them at any craft store. These are 5.5 by 5.5 by 4 limits. I don't know. I don't want to tell you the wrong size. 4.25 by 5.5. Yes. Or the other thing you can do is if you have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, just cut that in half and then fold each one in half, and you'll have the size that you need. So we are going to set that aside, and then the first thing that we are going to do, excuse me, we're going to cut a piece of our paper so that we have 6 3/4 by 8 inches. So it's already 8 inches this way. So we're going to cut 6 3/4. And the way this card is being made, because it doesn't really matter that much. 6. So your 8.5 is going to go this way. Your 8, no. I want to make sure I cut this the right way. I feel like this isn't right. Yeah, that's the 8 inches. Okay, so we're going to cut a little bit off. This is not the best way to cut it. But if you have directional paper, you want your paper to be 8 inches this way and 6 3/4 the other way. All right. Those in my little scrap pile. And it is going to matter because once we start putting this together, it will matter. So now I have my 8 inches is going this way. My 6 3/4 is going that way. Okay, now what we want to do is, I used this the other day. This is a scoring board. You don't have to have one of these. You can measure over and then just crease it with your ruler. But we're going to go 2 3/4 inches on this side. The long side is this way. And then you're going to turn it 1/4, turn this way. And you're going to do the same measurement, 2 3/4. Just make sure that your paper stays put so you get a good measurement there. All right. So this is what your paper should look like. You should have one line here, one line here. So you're going to have 3 rectangles, and then you're going to have a square up in this corner. So you want to fold this on that score line. Make sure that it is a folded square. Make sure your edges are matching up. Open that up. And you're going to fold that again. Like that. Okay. Then what you're going to do is where this center point is, you want to fold that down, and your score line is going to match this score line. And make sure that this one over here matches this one. I'm just going to crease that because I just want to make sure that it's matching up. Okay. And I'm going to fold that. And again, you can use the side of your nail. There. Then you want to take this and fold it back the other way as well. And again, crease that. Okay. Down. You're going to fold these two in like this, just like that. Now this should all come out nice and square. It doesn't seem like it wanted to, but we're going to kind of just fiddle with it a little bit and get that a little bit more square. Okay. All right. That's the hard part of the card. All right. And it's going to open up like this. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to cut a couple of pieces of cardstock to kind of decorate that. I think I'm going to use this. And we want them to be 2.5 inches square. Now, if you want to like a double layer, and what I mean by that is, one color of cardstock over another. If you want to use white, you can use white. I mean, in this case, I picked this because I wanted to have a little bit more of a contrast, because we're going to end up putting this here. And I wonder if I won't really fit in there, not unless you trim it down. So we've got 2 of these. And you do a couple of things. We can put one up here. But I think what I'm going to do, and I might make a white one. This is going to be hidden underneath. I think I might make it a little bit longer. Or go across the top. And I'm going to make it white. Just find a piece. Here we go. So we're going to make this 2.5, because this is where you can write your note. And this is 4.25. So we're going to make this just shy of 4 inches. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to our card base, just like this. And you can use either your tape runner, you can use glue if you want. It's a little different than just sticking down a didn't really come out straight, but that's okay. It's stuck. The advantage of using glue is that when you use the glue, it's going to you can be able to move it around a little bit more. And then this one, we're going to center up here. Actually, you know what? The sample that I saw wasn't like that. The sample I saw was like this. Let's try this. Put a little bit here. And then you're going to put this. And you can center this if you want, or you can make it off center, whatever works for you. Okay. And I mean, in this case, you could, if you wanted to, you could put this on there. Didn't even think of that. All right. Didn't think this through, did I? You could put this on there if you wanted to, rather than the cardstock. I kind of like that, because then when you open that up, it's going to open like this. But if you were going to use one of these, I would mat it on a piece of cardstock like that first. But anyway, we're just going to continue with what we're doing since we've already started this. I like that. That's kind of cute. The balloons are kind of cute too. If you were going to use this, I would make a different shape. I had something totally different in mind. Clearly, when I started this, I was going to put it up here. I think we're going to use this. And I'm just going to, instead of doing it as a sticker, I'm just going to put some stuff on the back here. Now, you can do a couple things with this. You can take a marker and just go around. I'll show this to you up close in a second. Maybe a few seconds. This kind of just adds a little bit of character to your card. And because there's black in the paper, there's also black in the sticker that we used. So when you look at that, you can see how that looks. It's all stitched. Looks stitched around the outside. You could also stitch it if you wanted to with actual thread. So we're going to do the same thing on here. It's going to show up a little bit better on here. I'm not being very consistent in how far away I am. trying to get, past my whole perfectionism thing. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, and I always want everything to be just perfect. Even though I see people that make whatever cards, whatever they make, and they're not perfect, and they're beautiful, I still have a problem with trying to make everything perfect. And it's kind of annoying. I get annoyed with myself because I feel like everything has to be perfect all the time. And it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. All right. So here's the little card with the little stitching on it. And we're just going to take that and we're going to attach that on the inside. Right up here. Now this, you want to get pretty close to that fold line, but not right on top of it because you want that still to be able to fold down. So let's see. You could put something on the inside here if you wanted to, or not. I think I might just leave that like that. So then your card will fold up like that. And if you want more of the like the little stitching on there, you could also put it down here. You could put it anywhere else on the card. You can use other paper. You can put another piece of cardstock up here. Whatever you want. You could also put a whole piece of cardstock in the inside if you wanted to. I kind of like the way this looks. You can see the paper underneath, and then you don't really see that there is a note inside until you're done with it. So, and the other thing I just realized is that in the directions, this was not attached to a card. It just wasn't. So we're going to make it like it was on the instructions. We're just going to cut this off because that's the way it was supposed to be. And I'm so used to making cards with, that's the way it's supposed to be. This is what happens when I find these fun things and I look at them once and I say, oh, I can do that. And then I do it and realize that I didn't do it the same way as they did. You could leave it as a card if you wanted to, but it really doesn't need to open any more than this. So there you go. There's your card. You could decorate the back if you wanted to, or you could just leave it as a whole card and you could have several messages in there if you wanted to. So anyway, there's my card for you. I will put measurements into the text of the post for you so that you have them. But if you have any questions, just let me know and I'm happy to answer those for you. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this.